come from?
Don't hurt yourself. She has a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Right there.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
3 new messages.
Kids, ask your grandparents what an answering machine is. Play that first message to get started.
In my best Janice impersonation, oh my God, Fast Friends is coming to Max. I'm so excited to talk to Whitney Cummings, actress, comedian. So tell us what this show's all about.
This show is just pure joy. You know, I have concluded that the only thing we can agree on as a species at this point is that Friends is a funny, great show that we could all enjoy at a time where I feel like a lot of entertainment kind of stopped being entertaining. You know, some of my favorite comedies are, you know, The Bear and Baby Reindeer. I'm like, wait, I'm leaving feeling horrible, you know? So I think a lot of us are looking back to more innocent times where shows were just kind of about making you laugh and not trying to lecture you how to vote or any of that. So when they came to me about a show based on Friends that was like, you know, part The Amazing Race, part like trivia show, and, you know, people, friends and family members working together to get through this wild maze with Friends trivia, it felt like just such a no-brainer.
A no-brainer of a show is watching this. It's so exciting because it's not, I'm not going to knock on Jeopardy, but it's not just a trivia show like you're answering these questions. These people are in the set. They're finding these things. They're getting these celebrity appearances. It's just so much fun and so blended. What can you preview about the show that people are going to just love?
I think the thing that, besides a couple really amazing special appearances by some of my heroes, I, you know, was showing the show to a couple friends of mine when I was just doing voiceover, some advanced episodes. And the thing that struck me was that they got so excited to play along. You know, it was so interactive. And it got me so excited about the idea of families during the holidays when there's like very little we could all talk about right now without someone storming out or, you know, leaving dinner or getting in a fight these days. It seems like every subject, you know, starts some kind of argument. Our algorithms are just tearing us apart. I just saw like people playing along, and I just like it, you know, imagine like 3 generations of like a whole family in a living room playing along together, you know, and doing something, you know, just super wholesome and fun together without, you know, any kind of like arguing. And that was really, you know, an exciting idea for me that like everyone can watch this show. I can't say that for a lot of stuff on TV these days.
So right about that. And it's crazy that it's been 30 years since Friends debuted, but it's still so relevant today. It's still just as beloved today. I have to tell you, the first 32 years of my life, I didn't watch Friends, but unfortunately, since Matthew Perry died, I went back and I was like, okay, I have to watch Friends. I have to watch it from the beginning. I finished it. I watched all 10 seasons, breezed through it, and I'm a super fan now. I can tell you, just it's such a great show. Have you loved Friends from the beginning? Hopefully you love it, obviously being the host of this show as well.
Yeah, you know, I didn't like when I was in my 20s, like I love that this show is about like, you know, being in a city, like, you know, dating, making mistakes, like having, you know, friends that are flawed and, you know, finding your chosen family and struggling with money and all that kind of stuff. I didn't get to watch Friends at that time because I was going through all that. I couldn't, if I didn't have a TV to even watch it, I was so broke, you know, so I actually discovered it more later when I started making television and making sitcoms, and I started meeting with the Friends writers, and they were all so funny and so great. And I was like, I gotta watch this show, like, you know, like, and I was just blown away by how, you know, it didn't have an agenda. It wasn't lecturing me on global warming. It wasn't, you know, there was something just like, you know, so medicinal about it, you know, and I love all the characters. You know, people say like, what character are you? I'm like, I feel like I'm a little bit Chandler, a little bit Monica, a little bit this, you know, I think we can see ourselves in all the characters. Sometimes I'm Joey. I just had a kid. I can't remember anything. I'm Joey at this point, you know, so I think that there's just something for everyone. And, you know, they just did this amazing job at making something that gets better and better every time you watch it somehow. It's kind of shocking.
Really is, and it holds today all these years later. But this show we're talking about, Fast Friends, people are going to be like, how can I audition? Hopefully we get more seasons because they're going to see these episodes and be like, I can do this. I know I can beat all these people in this.
I don't want to hear this. Okay. I have worked so hard for 20 years to be known as a comic, as a writer, whatever. I have never gotten so many text messages. The people come up to me like, how do I get on that show? I'm like, of all the things I've done, the celebrities reach out to me and they're like, how do I get on Fast Friends? I'm like, I'll pass along your name. I don't know. It's just like people are so excited and it's just struck this chord, and it's just sometimes, I think the Friends cast, the Friends show really did capture lightning in the bottle, with the cast, with the, costumers, with everything is just flawless about it, with the writers, with the director. And I think that this actually did as well. And I just feel so blessed that they asked me to do this.
It's so much fun, and also fun. You're going on another tour. We can't wait to see you back on stage. Tell us, you're coming May 3rd to Indianapolis. Tell us about this tour.
I am. I had a child, for anyone that knows my stand-up before, I've done, 6 specials, started, yelling on stage about stuff when I was in my 20s. As you get older, you kind of go like, who's that person? I feel, it's a blessing and a curse to grow up in the public eye and have people see you, mature over time. So I'm just excited for people that knew me as someone that was talking about dating and, all my like wild mistakes in my 20s now to, being 40-ish and having a child and all the things that I've learned. I'm not with the father of my son, which, I think a lot of people could actually relate to. So just talking about, trying to get through this wild thing called life, like imperfectly, and just all the comedy that comes with it, of owning your mistakes and, talking about all your most embarrassing moments publicly. Why not?
That's so exciting. Will you be mentioning any people? Surely will be there also Fast Friends fans watching you now in this. Will you be mentioning parts of those as well?
Oh, I should. I really should. Maybe, yeah, maybe we'll do like a little trivia round at the end of the show. But yeah, I'm so glad I get to come to Indianapolis. We did the first half of the tour, and I just had such a good time. And there was such a breath of fresh air to get in a room with a couple thousand people that no one knows how anyone voted, and everyone's laughing at the same things. And you go, you know what? We actually have a lot more in common than we don't. I know that's probably a hot take. I think if you spend all day on Twitter, you would think that we all just hate each other and disagree on everything. And you go to a comedy show, even if you don't think women are funny, or even if you don't, just come for no other reason than to get the breath of fresh air that is a bunch of people in one room, shoulder to shoulder, all seeking joy. I think we see people online and we're like, is everyone just out to be miserable? Does everyone just want to fight all day? And then you go to a comedy show and you're like, no, that's, I think that's a very small percentage of people. So I'm so grateful that I get to do stand up and see the best side, of everyone.
It's so easy to go out and have a good laugh, enjoy, put all the stuff behind. I can tell you, I love your comedy. It's evident in Fast Friends as well. Make sure you watch new episodes of Fast Friends Thursdays on Max going through the holiday. Thank you so much, Whitney.
Thank you. What a pleasure, Trevor. I'll see you soon. I hope.